Do you remember a few years ago how everybody wanted a hoverboard? Do you remember how many fail videos you watched on YouTube about those? Well, in today's video, I'm going to introduce you to the next generation of hoverboard that's safer, easier to ride, and built by Segway. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Ninebot S by Segway. Now this is a smart self-balancing transporter that's going to allow you to get from point A to point B much safer and faster than you would before. So Segway did provide today's product so that I can make this video to show you guys how it works. So let's get started by showing you what's in the box, how to get it set up, and how everything works.
Inside the box of the Ninebot S, you only have two different parts that you need to put together. We have the steering bar and the main frame. Also in the box, you will find a power cord, the screws and wrench needed, a lid, as well as the air valve extension to inflate the tires. I then just needed to attach the steering bar with the two screws, place on the cover, and then we were ready to get this charged up. On the front of the device, you do have the power button and then some LED indicators for a lock, Bluetooth, speed limit, as well as power level. At the bottom of the device, you do have a flap for the charging port. So here it is protected by a little plastic casing, and then you can plug in the charger there. On the front, you also have these two headlights, and the tires are 10.5-inch air-filled tires, which provide a smoother ride. To unlock the full capabilities of the Ninebot S, you will need to go and download the Segway Ninebot application. You can use the QR code here, or just go and search for Segway on the Play Store or the App Store. Now that I have the application installed, I just double check to make sure that I have my Bluetooth on, and then I go back into the application and scan for devices. Here on my Android phone, it did require me to go and change the permissions and turn on location so that it could find the Ninebot. Once I go back into the app, select scan again, then it was able to quickly connect to the device. It found a software update and then updated the device. One of the things I really like is how quickly you can actually pair this up. Whenever you turn on the Ninebot, you open up the app and it instantly pairs together. Now that we have it connected to the application, and we have the device updated, let's take it out for a spin and I'll show you how easy it is to get set up in riding the device.
Now, when you first set up the application, it talks about how to use the Segway properly and the requirements. It does say it has a weight limit of 220 pounds. It's good, I've recently lost a few pounds. And then it will also talk about some safety procedures, make sure you're not having any other riders with you, and also make sure that you're always wearing a helmet to stay safe when you are riding this device. So one of the things I really like about this mobile application is it limits how fast you can actually go until you ride about 5 miles. Once you hit that 5 miles, it increases the speed. You still can't just go as fast as you want, but it makes it so you're a little more comfortable by the time it increases the speed, and you can control all that as the limited function right within the application. Now that we have the Ninebot S set up, I've actually gone through and already ridden the 5 miles to remove the limited mode from the device. So now let me show you what it's typically like to ride the device. So it's pretty heavy to carry around, but not too bad that I can easily move it around. So when you are using this device, you can tilt this left and right to turn left and right. The only balancing you need to do is forward or back to check your balance. So for a first-time rider, you may want somebody to help you get balance, but it's very simple to do after you get the hang of it. So I really like how fast this turns on. You just press the button right there and then it turns on and it self-balances. There are some arrows indicating which direction is forward, so that's really nice to have. And then to stand on this, I usually just place one foot on and then I place the second foot on just like that, and I'm fully balanced and I can start using the device. So to move forward and back, all I need to do is slightly tilt forward and then I can slightly tilt back. So this is a really great experience, very simple to balance. Some of the other hoverboards that I've used in the past were very scary to ride because each foot was separate. So if you wanted to turn, you'd have to go up and down, or they'd both have to be forward, and it was a very scary experience. Where this is very simple to use. I just need to stand and it's perfectly balanced. If I want to move forward, I just simply tilt forward a little bit or move my feet forward a little bit, and then back, I do the same. And it's really just kind of moving your body a tiny bit. Now when I want to turn, like I said, you have this bar here in the middle, and to turn right, all I need to do is push it to the right. If I want to go left, I just push it to the left. And then I can quickly do a 360 just like that. Very simple to do. Now, using this has been a really great experience. The only problem that I have every once in a while is if I want to go forward and turn at the same time, kind of like this, or go backwards. So usually whenever I'm riding this, I'm going forward and I'm just doing a slight turn at the same time. Or if not, you can just go forward, back and forward, and then you can use this to turn the direction you need to go. So let's drive around. I'll show you a bit how easy this is to use, and you can see the speed that I have. I believe it can go 13.7 miles on a single charge, and then we'll get into some of the features that you can use with the application. Here we go. So you can see it's actually not too difficult to be going forward, turning around loops, going up hills. So when you are riding, when you hit maximum speed, it will automatically start to beep and have you tilt your feet back to slow you down. At first, when you're getting used to it, it's a little annoying, but then you kind of learn how fast you need to be going.
The Ninebot motor is also very quiet. You'll just hear a slight hum as I pass by. Now, the durability is very strong on the device. The only problem is sometimes I hear the flaps above the tires rattle a little bit when I was going too fast.
Now, even though the charging port does have a little flap to protect against water, the device is not water resistant, so avoid puddles as much as possible. While riding the device around, I've actually been very confident in going forward pretty fast, backward, and turning left and right. A few of the problems that I've had is going up a hill and turning at the same time, or actually when there's a little bump in the road. So I found only a tiny bit of lip I'm able to go over, but if it's too much, I will have to get off so that I don't fall off the device. And then turning down hills, you just gotta make sure that you're going slow enough and that you slowly turn at the same time.
The manual does state that you can go up slopes up to 15 degrees, so this ramp that I found is a little bit more, but with a little bit of work, I was able to get up to the top.
And that goes for the same while coming down a hill as well. If you're going down and turning, just slow down a bit more and then complete the turn. All right, now that I'm back, let me show you how easy it is to get off. So whenever you get off the Ninebot S, you wanna make sure that you're stepping backwards. If you step forward, you'll lose your balance. So all I need to do is stay in one spot, and then I step backward with one foot, and then back with another foot. And you can see it kind of auto balances again. It knows that I have stepped off the device, and then I can just power it off just like that, and it has turned off. And you will see that when it's off, it will tilt down by itself, so you may need to rest it up against something. But that's the experience with the Ninebot S. So far, it has been absolutely fantastic. Now, when using the mobile app, it's very quick to get paired up with the Ninebot S. You just need to make sure that it's turned on, and then you go into the app, and then here you will see the device pop up. You click on it, and it automatically pairs. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and control this remotely. So I just select the Bluetooth remote control option, and now I can actually drive the device to me. So here I can slowly bring it over to me. Very simple and easy. It's kind of cool how I can go through and do that. You'll see how many miles per hour. Now, you cannot use this feature while somebody is riding it, which makes sense. That would be kind of unstable and not very safe. But let's say this is across the room and you want to bring it to you, you are able to quickly do it with the Bluetooth remote. Now, I found that this did work best on flat surfaces. So now that it's here, let's get going. All right, so let's talk about ways in which you would want to use this device. So if you are going to school, maybe you're on a campus, you need to get places a little faster, this is great. Maybe you're just like cruising around the neighborhood in style, this is definitely a device for you. So let me know other ways in which you think you could use the Ninebot S in the comments below. So let me show you some more things the application can do. So right here at the top shows what device you're connected to. Here it shows the direction you are. So if I turn around, you can see I'm going east, southeast, southwest, so you always know where you are. And then here in the middle we have our speedometer. So right now it says I'm limited to 10.9 miles an hour. And so if I go forward, you can see it quickly jumps up and then go back. Over on the right side, you have that orange bar. So that's the limited mode. So when you get to 10% battery, it's actually going to limit you a bit so that you can't go as fast. But then down here in the bottom left, if I turn on limited mode, you'll see that it switches to limited mode, and now the limited mode has shrunk down to 6.2 miles. So if you have somebody that you're teaching how to use this, a new rider, you may want to turn it down so that they don't go as fast. And then here it shows my battery life. So it says I have remaining 11.6 miles. So let's turn off the limited mode. You just press the button there to turn it off. And over here you have the lights. So in the lights section,
there are 5 different ways in which you can have the lights displayed. Here we have dynamic breathing, where we can just go through and select a different color and it will continue to pulse. And then the next option is we have full color breathing. So here it's just going to breathe through all of the different colors. And with each of these, you do have the option to turn off the headlight or brake light. Next, there is 2 color alternating. So here we can choose 2 different colors and it's going to go back and forth between the 2. Here you can see each side of the Ninebot S has those colors. And then lastly, we have full color apart, where it's actually going to scroll through all the colors from side to side. Here you can see what it looks like while I ride it, and you can also see the headlight in the front. Now, while it's not quite as safe to ride at night, this definitely helps to see what is in front of you, just so you don't hit any extra bumps or anything you may not have seen if it was pitch black.
And then if we swipe to the right, here we have a few different options. We can see our battery life, we can see our current riding mileage, so how far we've gone today, our average speed, our current riding time, our mileage, and then the vehicle temperature. While you are on the main page and you are riding around, you'll see the different mileage there, but if you actually tap the screen, it's going to turn on the camera. So you could be looking down at the miles and see if there are any obstructions in the way. I can also use this to show you that there's my camera position right there. So that is how you can see me here. So it's kind of a cool little feature that you can see through so that you are actually looking at the ground while you're using the mobile application. So this will stay connected via Bluetooth as your phone is on, and the Ninebot S is on as well. So those are some of the basic features of the Ninebot S application. I feel like this is just enough, everything that you need right here in one spot. Do I have hat hair? Now, while I do wish the device was a little bit more water resistant, the device has been very durable. I feel like the build is very strong. I only have had one issue where while I'm driving, sometimes I'll hear a little bit of a rattle, where that's not going to end up causing any issues to the device. It may just be my speed or my weight causing that to happen. So I'm sure the question you're asking is, how much does this device cost? So it is $489. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you're thinking, well, that costs way more than a typical hoverboard, I'm gonna say that it's definitely worth it for a device like this because of the extra balancing features and the safety that I feel on this device compared to a hoverboard. You saw at the beginning, I fell over a few times on a hoverboard just after a few minutes, where on this one I've only had one experience where I actually had to jump off the device just because I wasn't confident in the ramp that I was going down, and I had to jump off, and it kind of ran into a pole and damaged the front a little bit.
Looks like it broke a little piece right there, and this came off, and now it's hard to open this up, so be careful.
But I'd say that I was way more safer on this than using a hoverboard to be able to do that. Now with this, the battery life has been really excellent. You have a range of 13.7 miles. So if your commute isn't that very far, you could use this every day to go back and forth, charge it up at night, and you would have no issues. While you are getting used to the device, you may experience some fatigue. I've mostly felt it in my calves and my quads, but after using this for a few days, I haven't experienced that much at all anymore. And that's it for the Ninebot S review. If you guys have any further questions about the product, please let me know in the comments below. You can also check out the link for more details. If you want to see more videos I've made about different wearable tech or motorized vehicles, I'll be putting those in the playlist over here on the side. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.